So the main star of the Acolyte TV show on Disney Plus is being racist to everybody by trying to say that everybody else is being racist, although she alludes to white people by calling the people who are against her oppressors, which is something that a lot of people use these days to describe white people. She also goes on to call Star Wars fans a bunch of bigots and racists in her video, saying that they take her words out of context to paint her as a racist, even though this video in itself is very racist and points out how fragile she is when it comes to people that are of white color. This is probably one of the most embarrassing videos I have ever seen, and I am not playing around when I say that. This thing was very cringy to watch. It was hard to get through. From what I see, the video is being taken down on other social media accounts. Thankfully, Master of the TDS provided the saved video here so that you can see a little bit of what she's saying in this song. I'm not going to show you the entire thing, but I will show you some of the words that she says, and I'll show you what this video is in reference to right after. Yeah, this video starts out very promising. You can just tell this is going to be a friend. Oh, no, never mind. So this is what you get the most of, and it sounds absolutely awful. I'm not even sure I want to show it to anybody. So she basically runs everyone through an entire period of events, just going from A to B, talking about how she was in an interview that was taken out of context, saying that white people crying was the goal. She was talking about a movie that they had made prior. It's not Star Wars The Acolyte. Now, some people mistook that comment for something she was saying about Star Wars Acolyte fans. Now, what she is doing is dunking on those people, saying that they were wrong about calling her racist against white people, but then she goes on to be racist against white people, and I am not even kidding. So she refers to white people as they, and then goes on to say that they are splicing her content and mixing it up and trying to lie to everybody that she is being racist against white people, while referring to white people in her video as the oppressors and bigots and racists who were attacking her in the TV show. This is really hypocritical. So she says right here, woke was something we created, speak truth to power, keep an eye out for you silly racists, and now they use it to describe anything they are threatened by. She's referring to white people as racists. These are the people she is also claiming are attacking Star Wars, are taking her post out of context, and then her chorus is something really crazy. It's just like, we don't F with your discourse, the future's coming, and it's the youth. It's just some of the strangest stuff, man. Oh, you're gonna love this guy. She says, I'm effing tired of suppressing my rage. 400 years of taking their BS. So she's just straight up saying it. Just straight up saying it. She's like, all this stuff that you guys were taking out of context, it wasn't true. I wasn't being racist to white people. This is probably way more racist than anything she has ever said. This is worse than the interview with her and Leslie Headland. It's worse than the interview in 2018. This is a person that is brainwashed by society. A perfect example of what woke represents. People who completely misunderstand the position that they are in the current day and age, and blaming white people for all of their problems. She's using her Star Wars fame, if you can even call it that, and Juneteenth, which is the day that she decided to post this. She did it in 72 hours. The video is also very badly produced, but we won't go into that because it was, of course, made in just a couple of days. It sounds absolutely horrible. I'm sure you guys all know what she is trying to say by now. I don't have to show you the dance again. Thank goodness. So this is the interview that she is rapping about. Her interview in 2018 with Trevor Noah. The movie that she was in at the time, from what I understand, was about minorities being attacked and how the community is affected by bigotry and whatnot, and that her goal was to make white people cry. And she was saying that that wasn't racist. The problem is that it does seem a little bit racist even when you're just referring to white people by themselves. If you're referring to white people by themselves, trying to get them to be empathetic as if they weren't empathetic before to whatever cause you're trying to promote, that's just being racist towards white people. I'm sorry, but it's reality. And it certainly doesn't help that you make an entire rap video trying to defend that video by being 3 times as racist as you were being before. It's just insane that she thought that this was a good idea, especially while Star Wars Acolyte is going through the works right now, being slammed by Star Wars fans everywhere. Even Star Wars Theory does not like the Acolyte. He's been destroying every little flaw inside of that new TV show. And the reviews aren't that great either. So she's completely acting like a fool on Instagram, trying to throw a pity party for herself on June 19th. I'm so glad that Juneteenth is gone and over with now. We can finally move on with our lives. Oh wait, we have 10 more days of this crap before July. And with 4 more episodes to go for the Acolyte, we have more gay Star Wars to deal with. The new Star Wars is the gayest one yet, and R2-D2 is apparently lesbian. This was an interview with Leslie Headland and Amandla Stenberg. Stenberg. She is 100% an advocate for the LGBTQIA+ people, the woke people, the people who are oppressed by the oppressors, quote unquote. They don't like to say who they actually are, but they love to say they, and then give away the entire plot by referring those theys to different theys who are actually white Star Wars fans that she does not like. But in this version of Star Wars that everybody is beating to death with actual facts and lore of the Star Wars canon, these people up at Disney believe that Star Wars is the gayest thing ever. R2-D2 is a lesbian. In the Star Wars Acolyte show, there are 2 lesbian moms who give birth immaculately to 2 female twins without the use of a father. The show is absolutely insane, and you acting like a complete unprofessional fool online, spewing a bunch of racist rhetoric, making it very clear who you have bad feelings towards, it's just not a good look. But I'm not surprised that they're acting this way, because this is the kind of behavior that is expected from current Star Wars actors and showrunners. This show is sitting at a 14% audience score. Now, me and my friend Price of Reason on our Night Owl stream, we've read a bunch of the reviews, and most of the reviews that are criticizing the show are actually well thought out, and they seem like they come from real people. Much of the reviews that we've seen give it 4 to 5 stars, admit that it has flaws, and yet still give it 5 stars generously, or they don't give enough facts to support why they think it's the greatest show ever. They just say it's the greatest and they move on. And a lot of these counts are brand new. Of course, the media says that it's the evil OG and middle-aged men Star Wars fans that are review bombing it by creating a bunch of new accounts, but that's just not true. We actually proved that on our stream. Now let's see what actual fans of Amandla Stenberg on Instagram are saying about her video. They are all cheering for it. It's actually pretty crazy. She says, "And to those who are flooding me with intolerable racism, since it took me 72 hours on my laptop to make this song and video, you get 72 hours to respond. I doubt that she's ever going to show people proof of her being attacked in DMs or attacked online about her skin color with intolerable racism. It seems that this video is chock full of intolerable racism. But these people don't understand that because they think that white people being in institutional power means that you can't be racist towards white people. The only people that can experience racism and become victims of racism are minorities, not white people. They are the oppressors. And that is what these people say all of the time. And I have no doubt that up in the Star Wars studio somewhere, they're speaking about Star Wars fans behind their backs. But yes, let's just keep pretending that Amandla Stenberg was really just a victim of racism and not a perpetuator of it. It's hilarious what some of these comments are saying. It says, "I love it. Someone had to say it. They try to take woke and use it against us as if we're ever going to stop fighting for equality." Yeah, it's amazing. And she put this thing together in 72 hours. It definitely shows. But if you weren't sure that Hollywood was dying and Star Wars was already dead, then this should be proof to you. Back in the day when Star Wars originally came out, you had Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford. There were different times back then, but even in the 90s and the early 2000s when you had the new prequel Star Wars movies, this kind of behavior just was not being shown anywhere. It's nothing compared to this crap. These people are just going online and attacking Star Wars fans for no reason. A few people online take your post out of context, your interview out of context, and so you make an entire video in 72 hours to post on June 19th to preach to a bunch of people about how oppressed you are because somebody took your interview out of context. And so to defend it, you rap about how you're oppressed and how people who disagree with Star Wars and take your stuff out of context are actually bigots, racists, and oppressors. This is some of the most insane rhetoric I've ever seen, and we're only halfway through the Acolyte. Imagine what's going to happen to the Acolyte now. Not that people are enjoying it, but they're already struggling with viewership. And so this situation is absolutely hilarious. It's like a giant fireball. Disney is on fire. Star Wars is in flames. It's all going downhill. And it doesn't look like it's going to recover. And that's all I've got for you guys in this video today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't had the chance to like it and share it with your friends, that would be awesome. And hey, if you're feeling ultra spicy, consider subscribing to my channel so that you're always up to date on what kind of thing I've got going on. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Later. Meow meow.